welcome to a new vlog. Did I just say good morning? It is already 2:30 in the afternoon. I've had a really lovely morning. It was a kind of wellness morning at Soho Farmhouse hosted by the wonderful Chloe, and I've actually went to and vlogged a little bit more of one of these events that was in early summer, where it's an hour of Pilates, some meditation, some sound healing, and then brunch. And same with the last one, just the most incredible ladies that were there. So it's a really fantastic morning. And you've heard me say this a million times before, but whenever I spend time with Chloe, she's Chloe's Pilates on Instagram, my energy changes when I spend time with her. And I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but I think when you spend time with certain people just radiate a certain kind of energy and can really change how you feel. And that has most definitely happened this morning. Yes, I still actually have my sports bra on. I was trying on this dress and then I thought I'm gonna keep on wearing it today. Could I be bothered to take it off and take off my sports bra? I'm very sorry, I have not yet done that. But something that Chloe was saying during the meditation session, we had maybe 10-15 minutes, not even that, actually it was probably only like 5 minutes of, and this wasn't even the meditation, this was the like pre-Pilates chat while you're lying down and breathing and getting into the zone. And she was talking a lot about being in the moment now, being in the here and now. And she was saying, you're here on the mat, don't think about your afternoon to-do list, don't think about what you have got on for the week coming ahead, be present in the here and now. And not during that, because during that I was being present in the here and then, but afterwards I was really thinking about the messaging behind what she was saying. And I feel that I have become really carried away with thinking into the future. I have been manifesting and just thinking all about autumn, when actually this time of year, this time of year right here and now is so precious, isn't it? That late summer, technically the autumn equinox, I think it's on the 22nd of September, and this time now is so pinched between the end of summer and the beginning of autumn. And I will hold my hands up, have my last 4 YouTube videos had the word autumn in the title? Quite possibly, because that is where my mind has been thinking ahead. And yes, the British weather is partially to blame. I mean, I got pumpkins out a couple of videos ago, but I've had a change of heart and I really want to embrace the season that we're in now. What is the season called? Technically it's obviously summer, it's late summer. We only have a few weeks of it when, oh, that was a very loud gurgling of my drainage. Good old house plumbing. I've got a wash on, that's probably why. What was I saying? Yes, I really want to embrace this moment right now. It is such a pinched period of time. Last night was absolutely gorgeous. When we were driving, we went to the pit kitchen. You might have seen that in the end of the last vlog. And at 7 p.m, the light was golden, like the sheep and the cows in the field looked like they had halos around them, and yet the mornings are cool. There's cobwebs that are glistening in that morning dew in the fields, the combine harvesters. I actually think that this time right now is probably one of my favourite times of year, when you're just starting to see the seasons change. You get the best of summer most of the time, not on a day like today when it's actually really cloudy and a little bit gloomy, and you've got the anticipation of the excitement of the coziness of autumn. But I've decided I don't want to wish this time of year away. Am I getting a bit carried away over nothing? Maybe, but that's the little mind journey that I went on this morning, inspired by Chloe's little chat about making the most of the moment. So what I want to do this weekend is make the most of late summer. I want to have a little bit of a reset, not to prepare myself for autumn, but just to really be present in the here and now. And so I'm going to go through a few of my reset things with you in today's video. But first, no, my deep thoughts about embracing the here and now has not led me to the bottle. I actually was checking through the comments, reading through the comments on my Blackberry sorbet reel on Instagram, and I have to say that, so obviously with the trickery of Instagram and filming a reel, filming a sorbet when I've got a videographer here for just one day and it has to freeze is quite challenging. So basically the beginning of that video and the end of that video where I show you the actual sorbet was not the same sorbet that I made during the filming of the video. Does that make sense? Because I had to obviously have a frozen one ready to film. And annoyingly, the first one that I made, no, I'm getting myself confused. The one that I made that was the end shot, the scooping, was not as good as the one that was the result of the actual filming of the video. I don't know if that makes any sense. So here I have got a slightly less scoopable sorbet, which some people who are very observant on Instagram, they didn't say it in a rude way, but they just said, look, to improve the scoopability of your sorbet, you can add a dash of 𝑴𝒆 spritz. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Because I have been nibbling at this, the container's now half empty, and I do have, this is all about embracing the now, embracing the current late summer season, foraging. I'm not going to go on about blackberry foraging right now because I have been known to bang on about it in a lot of recent videos, but I did do a little bit more. I can't resist, I've got a problem. So I'm going to whiz up, because it takes seconds in my Thermomix. You can do it all on the hob. A blender is useful though. I'm going to whiz up a little bit more blackberry sorbet if I've got sugar. Sugar and lemon juice. I've got regular caster sugar, I think that'll be okay. And a dash of lemon juice and water is pretty much all you need. And then I'm going to add a shot's worth of 𝑴𝒆 spritz. Now, I actually don't like 𝑴𝒆 spritz as a drink. If there's a barbecue or a summer party, this would be down on the list of what I would like. In fact, I probably just would decline, because with alcohol, I'm of the opinion that if you don't really love it, if you're not really enjoying a drink, just don't drink it. I know that sounds really obvious, but I think when I was younger, I would maybe drink alcohol for the effects that it would have, like to make me a little bit more chatty or a little bit more confident, and I'm so not thinking like that anymore. Now I want to enjoy actually consuming it, and I don't personally like the taste of 𝑴𝒆 spritz, so I would never order it. Anyway, I'm in one of those weird chatty moods, so let me remind myself what I need to do first for making the sorbet, and then we will mix it with this very solid sorbet with the 𝑴𝒆 spritz, and then tomorrow we can do a scoop test and see if it is perfection. Okay, so I need to blend these blackberries with some water. Whatever quantity of blackberries you've picked, that weight divided by 4 is approximately the amount of water that you need to add into your blending mixture. Then you want to strain that and then cook the strained liquid with some sugar and lemon juice, and then freeze for your perfect sorbet. You can also then chop up your sorbet and add an egg white for a really nice texture, and I think that is what I will do with this mixture tonight. But first of all, let's do some blending. I promise I'm going to give the blackberry chat a little bit of time out after this, because if you're not into blackberries, I have been talking about them a lot lately, haven't I? Okay, blackberry jus going into my pan, perfectly strained. Okay, I'm now gonna add in my sugar, about a cup's worth. And I guess if you were to add pectin sugar in right now, this would literally just become a jam, wouldn't it? Yes. Well, I only have a lime in the fridge and not a lemon, so it's gonna have to be juice of half a lime instead of juice of half a lemon, but I think it'll still add the same citrusy goodness. So my mixture has been added to my old mixture and added back into my frozen container, my freezer container. These you'll find in my Amazon shop if you are interested. I have found some epic late summer dresses on Amazon lately, so I'd highly recommend having a little mooch on my Amazon shop if you, oh my god, that's so yummy. It's so tasty, it's like melted blackberry sweeties. Sorry, having one of those days when my brain flits between things so quickly. Is that down? Ah! don't know if it actually shuts, but it's surprising how much ice cream you can fit in here, or sorbet, and it's just the perfect shape and size for scooping. So love that. I like to listen to / watch other people's YouTube videos while I'm doing anything, when I'm putting on my makeup, when I'm taking off my makeup, when I'm hanging out laundry, which I'm about to do, when I'm straining my blackberries. And I've been watching Lauren Grace, and I love her channel. I think if we lived closer, we would be really good friends because we're into all the same stuff. And she was talking about something that she's just done called, I think it's called My Human Design. I think it's an app, and you put in loads of information about yourself, your body. I don't know, I'm about to do it, so I'm about to find out what it tells you. And the information that it gave her just sounded so fascinating, so I thought we could kind of do it together. Don't know who Jenna Zoe is. My birth chart. Is it really all based on just your birth? I don't know. I'm gonna leave that to download while I put this. Ooh, face not recognized. I haven't had any Botox lately. I don't know why you don't recognize me. There we go. Right, let's let that download on the world's slowest Wi-Fi that we have in this house while I pop this away. Human Design is the latest, newest system for self-discovery, a tool that brings together the principles of Chinese I Ching, the Hindu chakra system, Kabbalah astrology, quantum physics, and genetics. Human Design helps living in sync with your true nature. It guides you in building harmonious relationships with yourself and the world around you. What is your life goal at the moment? So the options are find my true purpose, improve my relationship, doesn't say with who, get recommendations on how to live, enhance my working life, discover my hidden talents, or get advice for everyday life. I wish I could tick more than one. Can I? Let's have a look. Oh no, you can only tick one. Okay, I'm gonna click get advice for everyday life. Is that my life goal? I don't know. Okay, so now it's gonna calculate my body graph. Right, what is your name? Date of birth. Time of birth to show the exact location of the planets and stars. I'm going to have to ask my mother. Do you remember my time of birth? Okay, well, I'm gonna hang out the washing until Lila plucks from her memory 32 years ago my time of birth. So we're gonna have a productive Saturday afternoon. Well, my darlings, this is probably an area of the house that you have not seen maybe before ever, maybe since our moving into the house videos. This is our cleaning cupboard. It was this weird shape and size cupboard, and initially we thought we were going to put a tumble dryer in here. I can't remember why we decided not to, probably because of the lack of plumbing, but then our current tumble dryer is a plug in the wall situation anyway, not plugged in. So we decided to make it our cleaning cupboard. We have got supplies of everything in here, and I thought I would share with you a few of my favorites, seeing as that is the kind of day that we are having today. So I've just put away our cloths, and we use these for basically everything. I'm trying to think if they've got a brand name. Oh yeah, K-O-H. So we use a can you see that? We use a floor cleaner because this is really good, especially if you've got a lot of hard floors in your house, because you can put your solution in here, and we use the Method floor cleaner. It's really good if you have got doggies, and basically you Velcro something like this, like a cloth that you can buy that comes with them, to the bottom, and then you can really easily clean your floors. So that is a little favorite of mine. We also have a steam version. I'm not sure the brand of it, and the brand that makes the mop also has cloths. So this is what we use for like dusting and surface cleaning and things like that. Again, on my Amazon shop, we've got a favorites area with all of my favorite cleaning products. Something else that we like to have are these epic refills from Daylesford. And I know that's really bougie, getting Daylesford cleaning products, but actually, I've compared this to a few others, and I do think that they work out very, very comparable. I'll have a little look online if you can get these from Ocado, in which case I'll leave them linked down below. If not, probably from the 𝑑𝒉𝒅 website, and if not, then next time you come to the farm shop, to the Cotswolds, then I would definitely recommend stocking up on a load. This is the Rosemary Multi-Surface Cleaner. You can also get a concentrate version, and that's probably what we use the most for surfaces like the kitchen surface. Little, you know, when there's just a mark on a table, or you've dropped a bit of your lasagna on the side, then this is what we will use, and it's absolutely fabulous. And they also do refills of your fabric conditioner and your laundry detergent in the washing machine. However, for me, the lavender is quite summery, so I do switch in the M&S Sandalwood and Rose fabric conditioner at this time of year. It's been a little bit of a seasonal switch over. This one doesn't work out quite as good value though, which is crazy that this is more expensive per wash than the 𝑑𝒉𝒅. What other favourites do we have in here? We like to keep things like kitchen counter spray and as much as possible, as natural as possible. But I feel like there comes a limit with some things that you really just need the big guns. So for example, you can't really get rid of all of the lime scale and stuff in your shower with the really natural stuff. If anyone has found anything that you can use something really natural that's comparable to the good old Mr. Muscle, then please let me know for things like lime scale. And I used to have some carpet cleaner in here from this brand, again, that's definitely on my Amazon shop, that has the like hammerhead on the bottle. So if I can find that, I'll leave that linked down below and on screen here, because that is the best for getting marks out of a carpet. But there we go. Very boring, I'm sure, but that is our cleaning cupboard. So here's a quick homemade dahlia and wildflower bouquet to take to our friend's house for a barbecue this afternoon. Wild and wonderful. Hello again, my darlings. We are back home from Tom and Daisy's. We had a fabulous evening all together. It is so late right now. This is true dedication, turning on the vlog camera. I don't think I've ever actually vlogged in this bathroom before. It's the pink bedroom bathroom, and the lighting in here is just so much better. Luckily, on evenings like this, my evening skincare routine is now so short, so easy, that it takes me a matter of seconds to do it, so it's fine on late nights like tonight. And the star of the show, as I've been mentioning in quite a few videos recently, is my 𝑭𝒂𝒂𝒁 serum in a cream. So as you know, for many years, literally since 2020, I was using Skin & Me, and that really introduced me to the world of personalized skincare, being able to get a skincare product online that's literally designed for me, created by a team of professionals. And 𝑭𝒂𝒂𝒁, it's a sister brand to Skin & Me, and 𝑭𝒂𝒂𝒁 is designed for those of us that are maybe starting to think about adding more anti-aging benefits into our skincare routine. So obviously as we get older, our skin starts to lose collagen. Sadly, we start to focus on skincare needs such as wanting a little bit more elasticity, pigmentation improvements and things like that. And just like Skin & Me, 𝑭𝒂𝒂𝒁 is a personal to you skincare product that you can get your hands on by completing a short questionnaire online, and a team of experts, their dermatology team, will send you the product that is perfect for your skin. So what's in my 𝑭𝒂𝒂𝒁 serum in a cream might be very different to what's in yours based on how your skin is at this moment in time, your age, and what your skincare goals are. And because this is the kind of product you can't get things like this off the shelf, first of all because it's personalized, and secondly because of the ingredients within this. This has not only got proven ingredients in it like hyaluronic acid, which we're all super familiar with, but there are also a select range of cosmeceutical ingredients in this, which are so powerful at targeting the specific skincare requirements that we have. I think that long gone are the days where we can all say that we get along with a certain serum or a certain moisturizer, because everybody's skin is different, and that is what the experts at 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 totally understand. What I love about all of their branding, it's very premium. Even the colour of the box that it arrives in, it's really beautiful. It's the perfect sage green. But they call it age renewal, not anti-aging, because we don't want to not age. Like, it's an absolute privilege to age. But what the ingredients, for me at least, do are reveal smoother skin, brighter skin, and work on those fine lines and wrinkles. They have something that they call their 1, 2, 3 age renewal system. And there's the 3 different layers to this that give it those incredible results. So number 1 are those core ingredients like the retinol and the azelaic acid, which we're all very familiar with. You can see right now my skin is glowing, and I will tell you, this is not a Botox glow. I have had Botox in the past, but not in 2024, so this is definitely not a Botox glow. I have nothing against Botox, but I'm actually finding at the moment with my skincare that I don't need to go down that path. So level 1, those core prescription ingredients like the azelaic acid, they are fantastic at renewing the skin and giving you that gorgeous glow and helping with any hyperpigmentation. The next layer, number 2, are those cosmeceutical ingredients, and that really helps with the radiance and the glow to your skin. Things like the hyaluronic acid. And then the third layer is that incredible hydration. It's ultra soothing, ultra hydrating, and it helps your skin to tolerate those active ingredients. So at the end of the day, it means that you can also just use one product. It's your serum and your moisturizer in one. So on nights like this, when I really just want to spend as little time as possible in the bathroom and as much time as possible in bed, it is fantastic for that. So the 1, 2, 3 age renewal, designed to be used nightly. You just apply 3 or 4 pumps of this onto your face. But first, let me remove my makeup using my face halo. So if you've never tried personalized skincare before, you might be wondering what on earth the setup is. You basically complete a consultation online. You send, I think it's 3 or 4 photos, and don't worry, those photos literally will never ever see the light of day. It's just the dermatology team that look at those. And then your results are, or your answers are reviewed by the dermatology team, and then they design your perfect product for you. And you'll get this in the post, and then you get a monthly top-up of this, so you never run out of anything. I do have a discount code, which is 𝑗OSIYT. I will leave all the details of that up on the screen here, and you can find a direct link to use the code in the description box down below. There is actually a money back guarantee, so if you don't see results in 12 weeks, which you will, then they'll give you your money back. And they say that you'll actually see results in as little as 1 week. I would say it was probably 4 to 6 weeks until I was like, wow, my skin is really glowing consistently as a result of using this. It's a very luxurious, it feels like a moisturizer, but it sinks in just like a serum. So I pop it on my face and neck after cleansing, and I just love that it is an all-in-one product. I love it so much that I did actually treat myself to the eye cream as well. And of course, if you want to, you could do a little bit of extra moisturizer, but nights like this, that is my evening routine done in a couple of products. I was just so sick of the lighting in there. It was making me look like an absolute zombie. But yes, I'm on my 5th or 6th bottle of this now, which means I've been using it for 5 or 6 months. I would say within the use of my first bottle, I got that glow, that really healthy glow, and I would say now that I'm on bottle 5 or 6, I'm starting to notice an improvement in those little fine lines around the eyes. That's especially where I wanted to see improvement, and especially on my forehead as well. For me, they're just laughter lines and expressive lines, nothing that I'm too concerned about right now. But as I am in my 30s, I just want to ensure that I'm staying on top of a healthy aging skincare routine. So it's something that I highly, highly recommend if you're looking for an affordable but effective, professionally created just for you personalized skincare routine, then this is truly fabulous. And if you're a huge fan of Skin and Me and you're ready for the next step, then this is one to definitely check out. So as I said, I'll leave it in the description box down below. Now, before I go to bed, just while this sinks in, I wanted to update you on my human design. I mentioned it this morning, and I got my time of birth from 𝑙𝑎𝑙𝑎. So now I have got my body graph. It looks like this. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because of the lighting in here. And my type, my personality type, it is so obvious now that I've got it written in front of me. I am a manifesting generator, potentially the most powerful type due to your abundant energy and ability to initiate. And there's just so much information in this app, how you became to be the personality type that you are, how to really use the power that you have within your personality type, how to use your, I don't know if it's necessarily personality type, it's like the type of being that you are, how to achieve success. And there was something really, really interesting in here. There's a lot of things in mine about trusting your intuition, and I know you could say that these would also apply to every personality type, but a lot of the things in here are so niche. I also added in Charlie, and he is a projector. Manifesting generators are concerned with the realization of their energy, and projectors are able to see and reveal the talents of a manifesting generator, giving them guidance, asking the right questions. There's so much information about how we can vibe with each other. There was also something in here, and I probably won't be able to find it now. Oh yeah. It said one of my defining characteristics is broadcasting your energy into the world, influencing and inspiring others. That is what's fixed and reliable within you. There's so many little things that, like, you wouldn't necessarily read that and be like, oh yeah, that applies to everybody, or applies to everything in my life. But with what I do for work, I thought that was really, really interesting. I've spent so long this evening looking into this. There's just so much information here. It's even got daily insights, daily affirmations, information about how different times of the year affect things for me. It's just fascinating. I feel like I'm not describing it very well because it is now midnight and I need to get to bed. But my darling's wonderful skincare routine took me a matter of minutes, done, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, my darlings. It's now Sunday morning, and we had quite the lie-in this morning, which weirdly has actually made me feel more tired. So need to get back to my regular sleep patterns. It's a hard balance because I understand the importance of the same bedtime and the same wake-up time every day, including weekends. It's the best thing for your circadian rhythm. But at the same time, sometimes you go over to a friend's house and you don't get to bed until midnight. So it's a fine balance, and I try not to get too het up about it. This is the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 moisturizer in an SPF 50, developed by the dermatology team at 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅. If you are adding actives into your skincare routine for autumn, for late summer, then it's so important to wear an SPF as well, because the actives are, as I mentioned, renewing the skin and revealing fresh, juicy, young skin. So it's so important to have that skin protected with an SPF. And this has got so many great ingredients in it which are calming and nourishing. And also I love that it's the 2-in-1, which in summer I would go for like a specific SPF, but at this time of year, as we reach towards the end of summer and go into the cooler months, I think a moisturizer and SPF in one is just a fantastic option to save you a little bit of time in your morning routine. At this time of year, of course, so many of my friends, their children are going back to school, and morning routines need to be quick. They need to be, you know, snappy. So a 2-in-1 that does wonders for your skin while also protecting it is a very, very good idea. So thinking back to what I was saying yesterday about a kind of late summer reset and developing good habits for the upcoming season, I think what I would really, really like to set myself a goal of doing is, this sounds very, very basic, but going outside for a walk every day. When I go out for a walk, and I actually don't go for a walk every day, I would say maybe twice a week in summer, which is crazy, but then in summer, when it's beautiful all day, I spend a lot of time in the garden, and that's probably when I get my, I don't know if it's endorphins, my cortisol reducing benefits from being outside. But as the seasons start to change, I don't spend as much time in the garden, so getting out for a walk is even more important, because then it's my time outside connecting with nature, which I recognise for my mental health, my sanity, my level of calm is so important. So starting today, it's a Sunday today, so it's a lot easier to fit in, and we'll go for a much longer walk today, but I really want to ensure, even if it's a 5-minute walk, we are spoilt for choice with the amount of fields around here, and I appreciate that not everyone has the luxury of leaving their garden and having gorgeous public footpaths and fields, so I feel very grateful for that. But I can just go for a 5-minute lap around one of the fields if I want to, or I can, once I'm out, sometimes I'm like, oh, just go around another one, just go around another one. But I think as the seasons change, that's just going to be more and more important. So that's something that I want to do for my kind of mental health and also for my body, that movement. I will stick with my movement routine. I probably will not do quite as many Pilates classes as I've been doing over summer as we go into autumn winter, because honestly Q4, the latter half of the year, the last few months of the year, are the busiest months for me work-wise, and as much as I should prioritise that couple of hours in the morning for Pilates, sometimes I just can't. So I'll try and get that balance a little bit better this year. But I know what it's like. I don't really know what I'm doing with my face today. I don't want too much on my face because we're just heading out for a nice walk. I actually have no idea what we're doing today. It's looking like it's getting sunnier, in which case I would actually really like to do some late summer flower pressing, which is another nice way of connecting with nature, touching nature, and like embracing the seasons, and also just something that I love to do. And if it gets cloudy, then I do want to just pull some things out of my wardrobe. At the turn of the seasons, my wardrobe is always at its fullest, especially right now, because it's like, oh, I kind of sometimes feel like I do want something warm around my shoulders, but at the same time I don't want to put my dresses away. But some dresses, for example, are really summery and they're just not the vibe for mid-September, early to mid-September. So I might have a little switch around, but it's very weather dependent. I haven't really made too many decisions for today. I've got to say that beauty clear out that I did a couple of weeks ago that I shared here on the channel, that has made my getting ready in the morning so much more pleasurable, because I don't get overwhelmed with the amount of products everywhere. It's just my favourites that are there in my little caddy or in my drawer next to me. Something else that I find so good about walks is that I'm away from my screen. I try not to be reading my emails or anything on my phone when I'm out doing walks. And I read online somewhere yesterday, or it might even have been on a TikTok, that we have over 70,000 thoughts in a day, and whether those thoughts are positive or negative or anxious, that can really impact all of the cells in your body, your mind and body, depending on the kind of vibe of your thoughts. And that really resonated, because if you start your day and, like, you know, you stump your toe on the way out of bed, that's starting the day with a little bit of negativity. It can really impact the rest of your day. And I think that if you can give yourself, whether it's gardening or going for a walk or doing some exercise or reading a book, something that takes your mind to somewhere that's not stressful, that you can speak to yourself in a nice way, I think it's just so good for you both mentally and physically. So being kind to yourself in your thoughts. I know sometimes I actually pull my friends up on this, like the way that they'll talk about themselves will be so negative, like, oh, my outfit looks awful, or my skin is horrible, or I look XYZ. And it's a very unkind way to speak about yourself, and I think it takes a lot of kind of training to change your mindset, but it really does make a big difference if you can speak to yourself more kindly. So whether you need a journal to kind of prompt you, or an app that can help, like a Calm app or something like that, just switching as the seasons change, the way that you speak to yourself can have such a huge impact. And I don't know why this morning chat suddenly got so deep, but I guess that a mindset shift, a mindset reset as the seasons change is also something that can be really important. I think at this time of year as well, something that can be so good is to have, I know it's the least groundbreaking thing ever, but having a little bit of a declutter, as I did with my makeup area, as I'm hoping to do this afternoon. But all areas of the home. Like it could be your fridge. Have you got jams and things in your fridge that you've had all summer and maybe they're no longer in date, or you've reached the end of the jar, things like that. A pantry cupboard, a fridge deep clean, all of these things can just feel so therapeutic and make you feel in a better headspace as you enter a new season. I like to do my decluttering and cleaning like little by little. Even just this morning, I'm gonna have a makeup brush clean and get my makeup station looking perfectly tidy again. That will be a really good way to start the day. The least groundbreaking thing ever, but to soften my makeup look as we go into the new season, I've switched to brown mascara. I know that is a terribly dull thing to update you on, but especially if you've got lighter coloured hair, I often find that brown mascara can just be a lot softer, and especially if you do start to bring warm tones into your makeup look as the seasons change. This is the Benefit Bad Gal Bang. I think I got this on Look Fantastic, and it's not too light brown, so it still gives you the impact that you need. And I've got to say, this is a really nice makeup base. I don't use a primer after this, and it's just a really nice glowy base that your makeup really clings to, which is perfect. So that's my 5-minute Sunday morning makeup. As I said, I'm going to do a quick makeup brush clean, make some breakfast downstairs, and then we're gonna head out for a little walk with the doggies. Hello my darlings, I'm having to squat down to talk to you because I can't find my epic tripod. I think I showed it to you yesterday, or maybe it's in the last vlog. I can't find it. Oh my god. Of course, I used it in here yesterday. I have just spent the last half an hour running around the house trying to find this, and of course it was in the greenhouse. Let's just change your setup. Okay, that's a little bit better. Gosh, I look so dorky in my gardening outfit today. I've just gone a little bit scruffy today because we're just having a very chilled weekend. I think you can probably tell by my tone of voice and lack of effort with hair and things. Sometimes you just need like a really slow weekend, and that's what this is. Charlie's just let me know that it's Man United versus Liverpool at 4 o'clock. So at 4 o'clock, when he goes in to watch that, I am going to go upstairs and sort some bits in my wardrobe, unless the clouds disperse and we get some last minute sunshine, in which case I'll stay gardening. But right now it's muggy. That was a really muggy dog walk. I asked you guys in a YouTube video a couple of months ago probably if where you live in the world you have muggy weather, because I always used to think it was such a British thing, but I think other countries do get muggy as well. It's when it's quite warm, not humid, because we never really have humidity in the UK, but I would say airless. Like, I would love to have a fan in here right now. It's just, it feels as though you're kind of trapped and the air is a little bit stale. I'm not really selling it. It's not the best. You can get quite like hot and sweaty, but the air is not wet. That sounds weird. It's not humid, but I will definitely be breaking into a sweat doing the gardening. So I thought, first of all, I have not checked in on my flower pressing in a little while. So I've got my midsummer blooms pressed in here, and there's quite a lot of late summer blooms that I need to press. So I thought on this nice slow Sunday afternoon after our dog walk, I would do some flower pressing. But I always just love the big reveal of seeing how everything has done in the previous batch. Okay, the big reveal. Ooh, that looks nice. So I did quite a lot of wildflower last time. If you remember that vlog, it probably would have been at least 6 weeks ago. That looks beautiful, and the way that it's gone quite browny is very autumnal looking. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely stunning. I really need to go on a massive picture frame buying mission, because all of these need to be put put up on the walls as lovely artwork. This I think is a lavender stem, which looks quite boring, but I have to say the actual lavender itself looks really good. So lavender, we now know, presses really well. I guess as a piece of art, you could do the leafy bit and the bit of lavender next to each other. It's not the most exciting one, but it's still representative of our garden. I'm going to reuse a lot of this paper, I think. So I'll just put them all together here. Ooh! This was another type of wildflower. It's gone really brown now in the wildflower meadow. I think it must be from the thistle family. But I thought that was really beautiful, and it's maintained its purple really well. Purple flowers seem to press the best, I would say. It's a very hardy colour that tends to not kind of completely fade out. Ooh, here we go. Again, nice and autumnal. We've got some completely flattened grasses and a single of the thistle. I'm not going to do the lavender leaves again. I think they're a little bit too boring, but I think for a wildflower overall piece of art, the grasses are going to work really beautifully. Ooh, I feel like I always get the name of this wrong. Is it Astrantia? Astrantia? That presses really beautifully, and we've just got some more autumnal kind of burgundy coloured Astrantia, so I'll definitely press some of that today. Oh wow, this is nice. I remember it's kind of fallen apart a little bit, but I remember this was really three-dimensional, so I wasn't sure if it was going to press very well, but it's done amazingly. Again, this is something from the wildflower meadow. Not sure the name of this flower. I might go down and use picture this, but this was the very, very 3D seed head, and it's so effective. It's like a giant star. That is gorgeous. I'm really, really happy with that. The lovely thing about flower pressing is that once you've got the equipment, like the actual press, and you can obviously do it in a big book, and the paper, other than that, it's completely free to do. So it's just such a nice, wholesome hobby. Obviously, we're probably a few months away from the end of the flower pressing season. I guess you can do it all year round. Like you could do festive berry, well, no, you couldn't do berries, you could do holly leaves. There's always something beautiful to be found out in nature, but summer, I think, and spring, the most exciting time for it. Oh wow, geranium. So these are very, very delicate. I think if I'd have had these pressed for any less amount of time, they might not have done too well, but actually, so delicate and pretty. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Gotta be so careful with these. They're so delicate. The professionals use pincers. I've seen that Jam Jar, who I think were the makers of this, have got a course at Time in October. I'm really, really tempted to treat myself to a flower pressing course day. Another lavender, that's done well. This is a good one, a couple of lavenders and another Astrantia. It's always good to know which flowers do really well, and this is definitely one of them. Nepeta catmint, it's quite faded, but it's kept its shape quite well. We've actually got a pressed Nepeta catmint in our bathroom, and I've got to say I think my press is better than the one that we bought, so I'll definitely add that to a frame. Then we've got another grass, another of those, I think it is a form of cow parsley, this one from the wildflower meadow. That's done really well. More lovely grasses. Okay, I have collected just a small handful of blooms to get started. I haven't been down to the wildflower meadow yet, but we've got anemone, we've got some salvia, some astor, and even some chocolate cosmos, which I'm quite optimistic about. I've been inside to grab a quick mug of coffee. These are from Nom Living. I always get a lot of questions about these. It's great if you love a huge coffee. And then I did have a plateful of Daylesford stem ginger and chocolate cookies, but I've only got 2 left now. They're absolutely scrumptious. So without further ado, do you know what? I'm actually going to leave you on a little time lapse because I want to watch some of my favorite YouTubers that upload on a Sunday. So I'm going to play this and you can watch a little time lapse of the flower pressing in action. Okay, Okay, we're about halfway there in terms of how many I can fit in the press. And I just grabbed these from the lower half of the garden, the sweet peas from the kitchen garden, and then the wildflower. The purple, I think the deeper the colour of the sweet pea, the stronger the scent, because these smell like absolute heaven. What a gorgeous colour combination. Isn't nature amazing how at certain times of year everything has the same like colour tone? I feel like in spring it's more fresh and zingy and vibrant colours, and then at this time of year you start to get slightly more muted. It's just so lovely, and it means that everything goes together so beautifully in the final piece of art, which I know still to this day I've not actually shown you any final pieces because I've not actually done any yet. I've been so focused on the pressing, and I have not been to Station Mill Antiques with the mission of finding picture frames or at all in like 6 months, so we need to do that in the next couple of days. But anyway, or weeks rather. I don't know when I'm gonna have time to go, but I need to make time, so I'm gonna get these pressed. Well, this is somewhere that I have definitely never vlogged before. This is our kind of shed, kind of boiler room, I guess you would call it. These padded things, I don't even know how many there are, there's so many, are actually the hot water tanks for our house. And it's just like a breeze block shed that you might have seen on the outside. If you remember our wedding, my wedding dress ended up getting hung on the outside of this shed, which is very symbolic. Can you see how much my face is glowing? It is so warm today. I can't actually believe it. I had to take the uneaten biscuits, scandalous that there even were any, back into the kitchen because they were melting in the greenhouse. Fun fact, also I never told you about the spiderweb versus cobweb. I'll tell you my chocolate fact first. Do you know why chocolate is so satisfying and creamy for us to eat? Do you know? I'll tell you, because I will probably forget at the end of the vlog like I did the cobwebs. It's because its melting point is our body temperature. So when we put it in our mouths and it starts to melt, it's just so satisfying. And the spiderweb and cobweb, I know lots of you either already knew or went and googled it when I didn't tell you, but yes, a cobweb essentially has been evacuated by the spider. The spider has left the building, so a spider web has got a spider living there, and a cobweb, the spider has gone. So often when you come into buildings like this, these are cobwebs because there is no spider living on them right now. Whereas that really beautiful one that sometimes I get a little clip of it in the mornings on the fence over the fields, it's so perfect and the dewdrops cling to it, and somebody definitely lives there. Not that I've seen him very often, but yeah, that's the spider web. Anyway, why am I in the shed? I'll tell you. Basically, where is it? Round here, these are our organic feeds that we use for feeding our... Oh! That was a very sticky cobweb. For feeding our plants, and I need to feed the buxus spores, which is not a very exciting thing to feed, but everything needs feeding every now and then. So I think I'm going to use... I think I'll just use my all-purpose one, and then I need to use the ericaceous feed, which is from Empathy. This is from Envy. Anything that I eat, or as much as possible, we like to use the organic Envy, and then some things need this specific seaweed, ericaceous, which is an RHS approved one. So yeah, let's fill up some watering cans and do some feeding. As much as this is the least photogenic shed in the world, we do still have some very nice, it's called the Greenhouse hand wash from a company called Noble Isle, and a lovely Belfast sink in here, and we even have a toilet, which is very handy if you're getting work done in the garden. And this, by the way, this is our planting plan for our herbaceous border. So this is what you'll spend a lot of money with garden designers to put together. So Nicholson's put this together for us, and it is the planting plan for our herbaceous border. And I'll show you more closely, hang on. There we go, you can screenshot this if you want to recreate our herbaceous border. It's been really cleverly plotted out so that at different times of year, things that are close to each other are blooming in succession. So it's not like this side all blooms in spring and then this side all blooms in summer. It's like a continuation of different bits popping up at different times of year. Very thoughtfully done, like succession sowing, I guess, or succession blooming. And it also is really useful for us to have because now that our herbaceous border, let me show you, it's probably in its 4th year now. It still looks absolutely amazing, but there are some things which sadly have died in like really cold or wet winters. It does have irrigation in it, which is really important for a new border, but what we can do is refer back to this planting plan, and I think we will actually do that this autumn and then spring, to think, okay, well, the anemones luckily have been thriving, living their best lives, and the salvia, okay, for example, penstemon raven, I know that some of them died, so we can look at this plan and be like, okay, well, there should have been a cluster of penstemon raven. I know, actually, to be fair, most things are still doing really well. Taxus balls is something that I need to feed, so let's get on with that. Busy afternoon of late summer garden tidying. This was quite unexpected. It's suddenly 25 degrees. The weather app says cloudy, but it's actually quite a lot of blue sky up there, which is rather gorgeous. So I think I'm going to do another 20 minutes or so in the garden. Then I might actually sit and read another chapter of my book. You might remember I'm reading It Ends With Us, just like everybody else on the planet probably that didn't read it yet is trying to speed through it before watching the film. But first I'm just going to have a quick pick of some of my dahlias and some of the flowers which are going over down here. There's so many dahlias, it's looking absolutely gorgeous. So I'll have a quick blitz around this area. Absolutely stunning. Oh my gosh, that sweet pea is not looking very happy. I really need to not do them in the middle of a flower bed next year because it's so hard to pick them. And we've got, as always, a lot of deadheading to do, so let's get cracking. Pies for dinner, so I've just grabbed a couple of onions and some of the slightly more peculiar looking carrots from the kitchen garden. Charlie's going to make the first gravy of the autumn season of 2024 using these lovely goodies. Okay darlings, it is now 6 p.m. I've just had to come into the bedroom and get changed because I had managed to get watering can liquid? Water is what comes out of a watering can. Water mixed with feed all over the leggings I was wearing earlier today because the watering can has holes in it. So I've just quickly got changed and we're about to have dinner. Pie and veg and mash. It's going to be delicious. So I think I'm going to take my makeup off and also just bid you good night now because I am exhausted. I've spent the last probably 5 hours in the garden and I couldn't really tell you how different it looks. It's one of those times of year where you can spend hours and hours and hours and it may not even make that much difference, but actually if you look closely it is a lot tidier and you just have to stay on top of the garden. But boy oh boy, I've spent a long time in there and it still looks quite wild, but there we go. So yeah, I think we're probably going to be getting into bed at about 8 p.m. tonight. Can't wait. I love that it starts to get darker earlier at the moment. It's definitely a sign that the cozy evenings are starting to draw in, and I absolutely love that. So yeah, I'm gonna say good night. I will maybe show you a quick glimpse of the pies after this clip, but thank you so much for watching today's vlog. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for putting up with hair slicked back, just very relaxed vibes all weekend. I hope you don't mind that it's not been a glamorous one. I think, was it the last vlog I took you on board a private jet and actually made an effort with my appearance, and this vlog has been the complete opposite, very chilled. So I hope that's okay, a little bit of reality. But do not forget about the 𝑭𝒂🏗 discount. I hope that lots of you will try it if you are not already a huge fan. And my darlings, that is all from me, so I'll see you very soon in the next one. If you got to the end, leave the word green within a sentence in your comment down below. And darlings, I'll see you in the next one. Good night.